Hi, welcome to SBR TV. I'm Peter Loshak. We are continuing our bowl coverage, covering all 35 bowls here on SBR TV. Right now we're talking with Steve from collegefootballwinning.com, who already gave us a great pick with Louisiana Tech as well as Southern Miss. That game goes tonight, though, but we'll see. The line has definitely moved significantly in his favor. Now we're going to talk about the Capital One Bowl, which is Nebraska and South Carolina. Very competitive line. South Carolina is favored by 2. This is a pretty interesting game. I'm not sure if there's a value here, but I think I might be seeing value with South Carolina. You know, Nebraska, Taylor Martinez is obviously a very talented quarterback, but he's also a little bit unreliable, tends to, he's turnover prone, tends to pressure gets to him, fumbles, stuff like that. The Nebraska defensive line has also dealt with some injuries this year, and South Carolina, their defense has been stellar all year. They've got an up-and-coming quarterback who's improving. South Carolina reportedly seems to be very up for this game, so I'm thinking -2 South Carolina. Maybe it's worth a shot. What do you think?
This is something we mentioned earlier. Teams that have more wins against the spread coming into their bowl game, so far in this young bowl season, they have won every time. So that team would be South Carolina here. This season, when Nebraska is held under 200 rushing yards, they are 1-3-1 against the spread. So that has happened 5 times to Nebraska. This season, on the other side of the ledger, South Carolina has allowed FBS teams to rush for more than 200 yards only twice. Auburn and Navy. And Navy, as you know, is an option attack. That's rush all the time. They're ranked 3rd nationally against FBS teams running the football. Nebraska will be without their defensive coordinator, Carl Pelini, who left for Florida Atlantic to take the head coaching job there. So I can't imagine that Nebraska's already inconsistent defense would be helped out by that fact. As we mentioned, and everyone knows, Nebraska is bringing an impressive rushing offense. They're ranked 12th. Well, for total defense, South Carolina against FBS competition is 3rd in the country. So they're behind only LSU and Alabama this year. You look at special teams, and in punt return yardage, that all-important yardage that this looks to be a running/defensive slugfest, Nebraska against FBS competition, they're ranked 107 in punt return yards. So that's just abysmal. That's terrible, and that is really going to hurt them in terms of field position, and that is such an important key to beating South Carolina with that number 3 total defense. Now, last year in bowl games, teams with the better average ranking for combined offensive and defensive scoring, they were 65.7% against the spread. And same with scoring differential. Teams with the higher scoring differential in bowl games last year, they were 68.6% against the spread. Here, South Carolina is better than Nebraska in both of those categories. My money will be on South Carolina under 2.
I think me too. Thanks so much, Steve.
Thank you, Peter.